Hey, this is Elle. I'm excited about this week's podcast episode because we're talking about creating a flexible financial system to help you with whatever goal or season of life you're in. This whole topic came about after an interview I had with Rich over at Paychecks and Balances, where we talked about managing your finances when you're going through life's pivots. The past 18 months with the pandemic has affected everyone so differently. Depending on where you were with your financial journey, you may have had to make huge changes to your financial system. For some, it was just overwhelming. So I wanted to take a step back and then on my podcast, talk about, well, how do you create a financial system and a budget that's flexible enough to kind of go with the flow and that's easy for you to manage and stay on top of? So click here if you want to listen to the entire episode. But I just want to share a few key takeaways that I hope will make things much easier. The first is define your priorities and values before your goals. You've probably heard the phrase start with your why, but this is really a step that gets glossed over. If you do skip it, will hurt you in the long run. The reason it's important for you to establish what your priorities and values are is because honestly, your goals will change as you make progress on your finances, or even with the season of life you're in, things will shift. One of the things you can do is sit down and discuss, what are our main priorities? What are our values? It helps you to not only craft those goals that make the most sense with those values and align with them, but when opportunities come up, you can see if they're the ones you want to pursue or if they're just not a good fit for you. Let's say a job opportunity comes up and the pay would definitely help you hit your financial goals faster, but it doesn't align with your values. The work environment is toxic, or you are going to be working so much at the job that you won't have time for your family. Having your values and priorities developed and defined first means you probably pass on that and look for another opportunity. The second key takeaway is to work backwards. Once you define what your goal is, it's much easier to break it down. Now, if you're pursuing a financial goal, you can run the numbers. For example, if you're thinking of buying a house, you can see in the area that you're hoping to buy, what's the typical price? What can you comfortably and sustainably afford? How much would that down payment be? If it's more of a family goal, you can talk to your mentors or those within your network and make sure you get a fairly clear idea of what to expect. Perhaps you are hoping to become parents. Talk to other parents. What were some of the initial expenses that they anticipated and what came up that they didn't expect? You're not going to get absolutely clear numbers, but getting a ballpark will not only help you financially prepare, but give you that confidence. That's going to put you ahead of the game. Finally, you want to set up systems that will track your progress quickly and easily. There's so many different tools for that. For some families, they prefer digital with apps. Others like more visual, where they can put it somewhere in the house that they can remember. And then others prefer just pen and paper and tracking it manually. It really doesn't matter the system that you use, as long as it's something that you're comfortable with and something that you can refer to quickly. A great time to check on these is either on a weekly basis or during your monthly money date. You can see what is working. And if you have to make an adjustment because something is not working, it's something small rather than something that's big that will take a lot of effort and work to change. One of the best things you can do is be a part of the community. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I share family and financial tips to help you balance that quality of life with hitting your money goals. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.